Hey guys, David Peterson here, and today I'm at Freedom's Park. And this is a park in Naples, Florida. It's beautiful. But I wanted to talk a little bit about today why there are so many listings. Or in other words, why are so many people leaving Florida? Yes, right now there are a lot of people leaving Florida, and I can think of at least 4 reasons for this through all the people I talk to and all the agents I talk to, why this is the case. Number one is the hurricanes. Everyone moves down here and they hear about the hurricanes, but until you've experienced one, it's not fun. Being in a hurricane sucks. I've done it before. I've got a video on this channel talking about that. And yeah, it wasn't fun. We had to go to a shelter, and I've lived through 2 hurricanes now, and both times we had to evacuate. Again, just not a pleasant experience. Now, for some people, that's no big deal. You know, they're like, yeah, we'll just go take a vacation somewhere for a couple weeks. But, you know, if you work in an area, you live in an area, you may not have time off for that. So, the other thing is that you get damage, right? A lot of properties in Florida, simply put, are just below. They're in the 100-year floodplain. So that just means that in 100 years, it's likely that it will flood at least once every 100 years. And the elevation determines that. You can look it up I've got another video on this channel actually talking about the floodplain. But basically, a lot of homes are in the floodplains. And so in addition to the floods, you know, there's just evacuating takes a lot of time, takes a lot of money. I mean, you'll be sitting in the car for hours just getting onto the freeway, driving around on the freeway to get to somewhere else. All the hotels will be booked up, and the ones that aren't are very expensive. So hurricanes just kind of suck. They're just terrible. And people don't realize that when they move here. And yeah, a lot of houses, especially near the coast, those are more desirable closer to the water you are. Closer to the water you are, the older the property, typically the more likely it's in a floodplain, because it wasn't built on stilts or wasn't built above. You know, a lot of these properties were built before FEMA had all these, you know, regulations. So that's number one. Number two, another reason people are leaving is because of economic and job output. Now, Florida, we are a very touristy destination. So a lot of snowbirds, come down here, and they will come and visit, and they'll live here part-time. And a lot of our industry is built around this. So as that industry waxes and wanes, you'll have different seasons of actual stuff. Let's take a look at this. This is pretty cool. So here's my some swamplands here in the Freedoms Park. This is Naples. You'd never know this much nature preserve was in here. It is beautiful. I've seen an alligator in here before. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. Also kind of scary. You're like, you know, I'm kind of up high, but other parts of this are not so up high. You want to make sure you're staying on the path. But yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, so economic output is, right? I mean, for years we were told that the economy is great. Nothing to look at here, folks. But the reality is that it's expensive to live in Southwest Florida. And expensive in Florida generally, but Southwest Florida is really a very expensive place, especially Naples, where I'm at now. And so if you're not in that elite class of people that come down, you know, you just work here. Well, you've seen your prices of groceries go up. That's gone up for everybody, by the way. You've seen your rents go up, and they were already expensive for being in this area. You've seen everything go up over the years, and the only thing that's not going up is people's wages. So if you're just a working stiff, you know, you're not going to have that same opportunity as everybody else. So you might have to leave and go somewhere that's more affordable. It's just, It's just the way it is. Third reason I can think of is insurance rates. Now, you might say, well, hurricanes cause insurance rates to go up. And that's true to some degree. Hello. Good. That's true to some degree that hurricanes do cause the price of insurance to go up. But I'd say the main reason isn't because we've always had hurricanes, right? Florida's always, every couple years we'll have a hurricane. We have one every year, but it just hits in different spots. Except recently, every 2 years we've gotten them here in Southwest Florida. So Ian and Milton. So those people do get tired of that, but no, but it's because after a hurricane, people all submit their insurance to homeowners insurance, and they don't like what they hear. They say something like, oh, well, you had hurricane insurance, that covers the wind, but not the flooding, so you didn't have flood insurance. That's different. Now, if you do buy a home with a realtor or whatever, they should tell you whether you're in a flood zone. They should absolutely know that. If they don't, fire them, hire me. That's how that works. But you can look up very easily whether or not you're in a flood zone. But yeah, your insurance may or may not. And if you are in a flood zone, you do need insurance. But let's just say insurance doesn't cover it, or doesn't cover it to the degree. So when the hurricane hit my house, it blew over my entire fence. It's about $8,000 to fix that up. And insurance just like, we don't cover that. That's not part of the house. I'm like, it kind of is. It's like the only reason I bought that house was because it had a fence. And 2 days after I bought it, the fence was gone. True story, kind of sucked. There it is. No, the reason that insurance rates are going up in Florida is because they get sued. Florida is the suest, happiest state when it comes to homeowners lawsuits. So homeowners will, they'll say, hey, I don't like that number that the insurance company gave me, so they sue them. And most insurance companies, they just say, I just want to settle out of court. They don't want to go to court. And so the lawyers, they make their money. The homeowners that sue, they make their money. And everybody else, their premiums go up. It's just how the business works, baby. So yeah, that's number 3, is the insurance has really gone up. Now the final reason is taxes have gone up. So where once you had, I mean, we have lowest taxes in the US because we don't have a state tax. But you know what we have a really high of? Property taxes, right? Government's gonna get theirs, you know. Uncle Sam gets his no matter what. So if it's not through state tax, it's through property tax. We have really high property taxes here. And it goes to pay for everything. So while we don't have any state taxes for everybody's property has gone up. They just raised taxes lately. So where it used to be relatively cheap, now it's just more expensive. That's how it is. Let's take a peek over here. And yeah, beautiful water, beautiful swamp here. Oh, there's a snake over there. I see him slithering back there. So that's it. Those are my 4 reasons. A lot of homeowners I see, they've only lived in their house 2 years. 2 years, and they're like, yeah, we're done. Florida was not for us. Of course, you always have the churn, right? You have people that move down here. They've been snowbirds for 50 years. Well, maybe not that long, but they've been snowbirds for many, many years, decades even. And then they just get really old and they're like, I want to be close to family. I don't want to, travel so much anymore, right? I mean, that's just the nature of, Florida has always been a destination for the older folks. So at some point, though, a lot of them will go back. And they're just like, I just want to be closer to family. All my family's in New Jersey, all my family's in Wisconsin, all my family's in Illinois. So anyway, those are my thoughts. You guys disagree with those? You think I'm onto something here? Let me know. I'd love to hear in the comments below. And other than that, enjoy the rest of this walk here. Hello. Hello. No alligators today.